Hey guys, so I have a whole video. Um, yeah, I'll get started. I plan on going to Joann's in a couple days, so I may not upload this until I go to Joann's. I'm bound and determined to get a scoreboard. Every time we have plans to go to Joann's, something always comes up, so hopefully I'll get my scoreboard in a couple days. Anyways, so I went to yesterday's, I went to the Dollar Tree, and I went to the Nifty Thrifty a couple times. I'll show you what I got from yesterday's first. It's not very much. Two things. My boss was late putting, where'd it go? Putting my money in the mail, so I didn't have very much to spend. Not that the Nifty Thrifty had very much to begin with. Or, not the Nifty Thrifty, yesterday's general. So, I found this bottle of, Tattered Angels Thermomist Vintage Pink, and it was 50 cents. And when these sprays go on sale, like Michael's and Joann's, I'm always tempted to buy them. And, you know, they're not that bad of a price when they're half off or whatever. But, I just never do. It's not something I feel I need. So I never buy it, but I'll buy it for 50 cents. And then I got this stamp for $1. And their stamps are usually really overpriced, but they had a bin with a bunch of large stamps for $1 each. And it's been used, but it's really clean. So, Christine, that's the one I got for you. And I had a couple tree stamps already, so that one's going to Christine. So that's all I bought at yesterday's general store. So I went to Nifty Thrifty one time before I had got my check, and because I didn't have very much, I didn't spend very much. I found this, and it was 10 cents. I was going to send it to Leslie, but she, I think she made a mistake because my total came out too low. She had given me the Easter discount on this, so I got 75% off this, and it only cost me 3 cents. So, and then the other thing I bought that day, Chewy, that's right, where my knee needs to be. With this trinket jar, there's little baby bunnies. Oops. And there's the mama bunny, she's guarding the carrot. And it wasn't chipped up, and because it was 75% off, I only paid 50 cents for it. They had another bunny trinket box, but it was smaller, $1 more, and the bunny wasn't as pretty, so I just got that one, and I justified buying a decor item because I figured I could put my floss remnants in it. Bought those two things that day. I think I said I was going to send this to Leslie. Went to the Dollar Tree. I got this pack of frog stickers for myself. I just thought they were so adorable. And then I got this pack of alphabets for Christine. And this pack of alphabets for Christine. And this pack of alphabets for Christine. can never have too many alphabets. I wanted to buy by myself some of these animal print ones, but I was like, you know, Charles, you hardly ever use the ones you have now, so I was good. On that one thing, I was good and didn't buy myself any alphabet stickers. But I love this. I don't know if it's pronounced EVA or Eva, but I love it. I know it's not the stickiest. These aren't the stickiest stickers in the world, but I absolutely love them because they're a little bit puffy, but they're not too puffy that you're going to get charged extra, and they're soft feeling, and ooh, I just love them. I got this laundry bag, and I was so upset because I wanted, Shay had made a great suggestion, because I told her that all of my scrap lace and fabric bin began spitting the scraps back at me when I try and shove them up there. It just spit it right back out. So she suggested I get a fabric bag or a laundry bag and hang it on the wall. And I wanted, if you hear loud talking in the background, our friend Dawn is here. So her and my mom talk really loud when they get together. I wanted the wired ones. I didn't want to have to deal with this drawstring. But of course, the one time I want the flimsy, stand up on its own laundry bag, they don't have it, of course. That's my Dollar Tree. Lucky me. So I'm going to use this for now, but if they get them back in stock, I'm going to get the one that has the, you know, the wires going up through it so that it stands on its own and I won't have to mess with drawstrings. I wasn't planning, I was going to hang this on the wall. I wouldn't keep it on the floor even if I did have space on the floor to keep it because, you know, I have pets. And I vacuum in here almost every day, but hair still is everywhere, so that'll have to work for my lace scraps for now. I got just an array of Mother's Day cards because I didn't have time to make them this year. I kept holding out because I wanted to buy a Mother's Day stamp at Joann's or Michael's. I think last time I was at Joann's, they didn't have any. They had Father's Day, but not Mother's Day. And then because things have come up each time we've gone to Joann's, I haven't been able to get a stamp, and therefore, I haven't made any Mother's Day cards, so I just bought a bunch and I'll send them out tomorrow morning. And then they got some more of these like bird figurines in, and I already have a bunch of them because I have a plan for them. I just haven't enacted the plan yet. But I got these two because I want to make the waterless snow globes with these birds. And I've got like I said, I've got a bunch of other ones up on my bookshelf majigger. But I just haven't done it yet. Yeah, just have lots of things that I eventually would like to do. Okay, so then I went back to the Nifty Thrifty today because the time I bought those two items was a different day. So I went back today. All the hardback books were 25 cents. Magazines were 10 cents. I'm probably gonna give this back to them because I don't look at them when I pick them up. I just see cross stitch and buy it. Because it's not that expensive. And there really isn't anything in here that I like. And my mom wasn't too impressed with it either. And the images were not easily readable. Like, it helps when the charts are colored, especially for my mom. I'm fine following black and white charts, but yeah. Anyways, I got that 25 cents. Then this was the other hardcover for 25 cents. And then magazines were all 10 cents. This was Gingerbread Crafts. This was just painting on wood. I keep buying these painting things because they look so awesome, but I can't paint. Suppose I just need to try it, practice painting. I really like the image on this one, the little bunny there. Paint paddle people, those are cute. I think I have one paint stick left. I can try that with. No, my mom said we have this one, so I'll have to donate that back. And this I didn't buy this. I don't know how that got there. Okay. And I got this ball of yarn for 10 cents. I was going to send it to, I don't know what kind of yarn y'all use to make jewelry, or, oh my goodness, to make doilies. But I was going to send this to Lisa. Lisa's sent me a couple of racks lately, and I'm really appreciative of it, so I wanted to send her something back. I got this thing of lace for 50 cents. I'm gonna give that away. I really like that. Eyelet lace isn't like my #1 favorite lace, but this has a really cute pattern on it. I really like it, but I've got a lot of lace, so I'm just gonna give that away. So I bought this for $1, and it's like ribbon embroidery. I'm gonna add it to my huge list of things I'm gonna learn during my lifetime, and I think it's so pretty. So there's some ribbons in here. I didn't need an embroidery hoop, but there's one in here, and I don't know what else is in here. I didn't open it. They stapled the bags. Paid $1 for this. There are a bunch of bisque masks. Oh my goodness, I can't say that word. I seem to have trouble saying words that have a S before a consonant. Masks. Okay, here we go. These kind of creep me out, but they also fascinate me too, so yep. We'll see what I do with those. Wasn't a bad deal for $1. Bought this bag of eyelet laces for 50 cents. If any of them make it to the yard mark, then I'll give those away. If there's any that are less than yard, then I'll add it to my bin of shame. I got this little cat. My mother had bought me a couple of larger kittens when I was younger, and I know these are kind of expensive. They're like the rabbit. They have like the rabbit fur on them. I just thought it was so cute. I love the pointy tails on kittens. It's so cute. So got that one for 60 cents. At least I don't see them in thrift stores very often. I got this lace for 50 cents. I might give that away. I got this curly doll hair. I don't know what color this is. These never say the color on them. Oh, black and gray. Okay. So I guess I'll make some geriatric angels, you know. It was, how much was it? 50 cents. This retails like $1.50 normally, about. I don't know, I don't ever buy it retail. But I was cringing at the thought of having to use my larger curls that I have because it's so hard to work with, so I'll just make some old lady angels with that black and gray hair. I bought this yarn for Lisa. It says 84% acrylic, 16% rayon. I don't know if you can use this for, it's a lot smaller than 4-ply yarn. I don't know if you can use it for crocheting, but it's coming your way. I guess if you don't want the yarn, you can pass it on. I don't know what to say. I got this bag of alphabets for 50 cents. I wish they were smaller. I wanna, there's a project I want to do for myself. And I need alphabets, enough alphabets to spell out the 2 words, Purin tablets. And if anybody knows what those words are from, or that phrase is from, what movie that's from, I will send out a small prize package to you of miscellaneous laces and goodies. To the first person who can tell me what movie the phrase Purin tablets is from. Those alphabets are too big, and I don't think I have enough for Purin, but I'll have to buy some alphabets retail. Bought this turquoise lace for $1, and I think it was part of like a dress or something because it's got a seam in it. That's probably why it was so cheap. I'm gonna share it because I don't need this much. I got this for $1. Wait, no, this lace was $1.50. I got this for $1. I bought this for Christine. The clerks were kind of looking at me weird when I was over there looking at the fabric. But it's because the last tan fabric I bought, the pink polka dot one that I bought was okay, but the tan fabric I bought, the masking tape on it, left a sticky residue when I pulled it off. So I was pulling the masking tape back on all the fabrics I was looking at to make sure that, you know, the sticky didn't get left behind. Because it's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that out. And if I can't get it out, I can't send it to her. So this one didn't keep the sticky residue from the tape. But anyways, sending that to Christine. They don't price their cotton fabrics very good. They're always really expensive. So then I bought this bag of miscellaneous yarns for 50 cents. I mainly just wanted the eyelash. If there's enough of the other colors, I'll probably send them to Shay or something. So I think that's it. Yep. That would be my epic haul. Thank you for watching. Bye. Hey guys, this is part 2. I decided to wait to upload the first haul video until I went to Joann's. This is Murphy's butt. Here. Murph, you want to show him your head? Do y'all remember Murph? He's a confused border collie. Remember, look. Murphy. Say hello. He's a little bit crazy. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. I went to Michael's and Joann's, and I also went to Tuesdays, and there was a lot of Neato things at Tuesdays that I probably would have bought. but I really wanted to have enough to buy the case of mini composition notebooks this month, so that I can just get that out of the way. So, I ended up not buying anything. I went to Joann's first, but I'll show you what I got at Michael's first, because it's not very much. So, I got, Murph, you want to lay down, boy? Good boy. You see his head? Barely. Barely, Murph. I got another iris case. And the second thing I got there, the iris cases were on sale 40% off. I generally like them 50% off, but whatever. I figured the next time I came back and had a bigger budget, they wouldn't be on sale. So, and then most of their clearance stuff didn't really intrigue me this time, which is strange. But I did find this pack of Halloween stamps, and I almost didn't buy it because I'm like, you know, I have all those wooden block Halloween stamps, and I didn't need this. But these little characters here is what made the decision that I had to get it. And the little cat's pretty cute too. Kind of reminds me of the cat on Bewitched. The Bewitched movie. Excuse me. I'm clearing my throat because I'm on camera. So yeah. Oh, I paid $4 for it. Inkadinkadoo Trick or Treat. So hopefully I will make some cool cards with those. So when I went to Joann's, I went there. I was supposed to buy glue sticks, but I was not going to pay Joann's price for glue sticks. I'll also buy them at Walmart when I get more money. But I had a 20% off your total purchase of regular and sale price items, and I had a 40% off coupon. And I finally bought the friggin' scoreboard. I got kind of scared, because the only one I could find was the Making Memories one, and it was just like a regular old scoreboard, but it was $40, and the Martha Stewart one was $28. I knew it was like $28 or something like that. So I'm like, thank Chelsea. Martha Stewart's such a big name. She has her own individual section. So I went over to that section and turned the corner, and first scoreboard I saw was like $40. And I was like, wait a second, it wasn't $40 when I called a couple weeks ago to see if they carried it at Joann's. And then I realized that Martha Stewart apparently came out with a new scoreboard that has a cutter on it, along with the, just the scoring part. But I already have a cutter. It's big and awkward, and it sucks. But it cuts straight, and I have a cutter. So I just got the regular old scoreboard. And it says it has a new and improved bone folder. I noticed in videos that people don't like the Martha Stewart bone folder, so I don't know, maybe this one will be better. I'm not an expert at bone folders. This is my very first bone folder, so and I'm really excited about the envelope part. I knew I could make envelopes without, without it being at a diagonal, but this is still cool. Plus it has the measurements on there, so we'll see how well I can read the measurements. So then I cracked, because, Bonnie's given me so much wonderful paper. It's been amazing. Um, and usually by the time I get to Joann's, their hot buy paper pads are usually pretty much gone. And they actually had quite a bit of paper pads that were $6 of the 12 by 12. So I got the Nana's Kitchen Stack. There was this other one I really wanted. It was something garden. Could have been butterfly garden. It had a lot of like peachy orange color to it, and it had a lot of butterflies and flowers. And I really, really wanted that one, but I'm like, you know, Chelsea, you have the 8x8 Mariposa stack. There's butterflies in that, and moths. And, I really wanted to, make a cooking album one of these days. So I decided to go with what would be most logical. So, but it was a hard decision. I stood there for like 10 minutes staring at both pads of paper. Because I told myself I was only going to buy one. You know, I don't need two pads of paper. Not the same day at least. So I did like this paper besides the, you know, the obvious cooking parts, but some of the patterns had, you know, it looked very vintagey. I love the look of retro kitchens. So yeah, paid $6 for that. But this was like 20% off the $6, so whatever chump change it took off. I don't think I have the receipt with me. I bought this stamp set. Needed you to know I'm here for you. I don't have that sentiment, so and I'm trying to build up my sentiment collections. This was $1, but it was 20% off that. And I got this stamps, this dollar stamp, you know, but the 20% off that. The word hello never really appealed to me as a sentiment, as a good sentiment to use on a card, but after watching a bajillion card making videos, I really wanted the word hello, and I couldn't find the word hello with just the hello. There had to be the butterfly on it, but it'll be awesome. I'll make it awesome. Murphy, stop licking. Stop biting. Stop. Murphy's here because, last time we had him, he was here because his owner was taking care of her parents and they didn't have a fenced-in yard at the time. Now he's here. I think we had him for 6 months, about 6 months last time. Now he's here because both of her parents have passed away. It's very, very sad. And it's been... Murphy's a very neurotic, traumatized dog. He was abused and shot. He's full of buckshot, and he was just really abused before our friend got him. And so all of the bickering between the siblings has been stressing him out, and our friend's siblings keep bringing over their flea-infested dogs, and Murphy's highly allergic to fleas, so his butt is bald again on one side. So that's why he's here, because right now over there is not a good environment for him to be in. I don't know how long we'll have him this time. I pretty much made a lifelong commitment to that dog. He's really a dog that needs to have one owner, and not be with the pack of dogs. He's just a really needy dog. He takes up a lot of time because he's so neurotic, and he still has a lot of issues that he hasn't gotten over as far as being traumatized by certain things. But I pretty much made a lifelong commitment to him that whenever the environment is not good with his owner, he's always welcome here. He'll never be homeless. So, anyways, I guess I don't mean to babble so much in this video. I bought these 2 quick cuts. They were on sale, and then the 20% off is the sale price, so I only paid like $1 a piece for these, and I got them because I've been watching a lot of card videos, like I said, and there's been some really cool cards where it's been layered, and it'll have like thin strips of pattern paper, and then it'll be underneath. I'll just have to make a card and show you because I can't explain it. But I needed just, small dies that were just one die, where it didn't have a grouping of dies in one thing. I couldn't use that. So these should work out. I'm really excited to make cards, and make more cards. I want to make a couple cards a week, but I've been watching a bajillion card making videos, and I was like, I can do that. I can adapt it to what I have. And then as soon as I'm done watching the video, I've completely forgotten everything I've just seen. I'm very much a hands-on learner, so I think I just need to dive into it because I keep forgetting what I'm watching. If that makes any sense. I bought this Inkadinkado stamp set. I don't love the stamp set. I was looking for a Mother's Day stamp. Mother's Day is tomorrow. So I'm kind of late. But I knew I needed a Father's Day stamp, even though I don't technically have a father in my life. I know of a lot of fathers that I'd like to make cards for. And so, but the Mother's Day and Father's Day stamps in this set was the only thing that Joann's had. And when I went to Michael's, I'm glad I bought this, but when I went to Michael's, they didn't have any Mother's Day or Father's Day stamps either. So I ended up, these were on sale plus a 20% off, so I ended up paying $6 for this, and it's a $10 stamp set. I'm not a big fan of the font. And with these being so narrow, I wish they were clear stamps because I have a hard time with block stamps if they're narrow. I rock them. And then the stamp doesn't, there's dog hair. Then the stamp doesn't come out very clear. And then I was looking, I pulled it out because on the Happy Valentine's Day, the Y is gone. I was like, well, I hope there's a Y on the rubber. And I pulled it out and see, what stamp is it? These stamps aren't exactly centered on the rubber when they cut it, and the H is cut off. I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but the top of the H is cut off. I'm kind of annoyed with that. I'll just have to round it with my scissors so it doesn't look all weird, but I don't know. This will just have to work until I can find better stamps, because I'm just not a fan of these wood. I love wood stamps. I don't like when they're narrow. So, but that'll have to work because I didn't want to basically miss Father's Day again because I didn't have a stamp. And my handwriting sucks butt. So, and then this is the last thing I bought. And I bought it to do some kind of project for Shay. And the only gnomes that they had left were like stone. It had a stone color. They weren't colored gnomes. So I didn't buy one. I just bought a fairy. I've been procrastinating about buying those because I don't think they're worth the money. I think the gnomes were like $5 each, and then the fairies were $6 each, and they were on sale for like, I think it was 40% off, 30 or 40% off, and then I had 20% off that. Anyway, she came out to just under $3. So I was like, whatever. They're obviously not going to lower the price anymore. And I don't get out of the house very much, so. Anyways, I guess that's it. I'll stop my babbling. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.